If you are a woman who is so busy and you have so many things going on in your life and you just want to feel connected to yourself and feel alive and feel sensual again, this is the conversation for you. Today I'm going to be talking with Ina and Dafna, who are a psychologist and a life coach and a somatic coach. And we're going to get into some really juicy details about what you could actually do to feel connected to yourself again. I'm going to invite them in. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, I would love for you to be involved in the conversation. And we will do our best to answer whatever comes up. Okay, so Ina and Dafna, come in. It's so exciting. I actually haven't done a live in a really long time, but they asked me to be part of this conversation, and they want to talk about what it could be like to meet yourself where you're at and how that really lends to a journey like this of becoming more connected to yourself and your body and your purpose. You joined. Hey, Dafna. I'm adding you in. Trying to go live with them. I guess there's some glitches going on. Oh, hey, yay, it worked.
Yes, yay.
Finally.
Yes, thanks for your patience.
Of course. This is so exciting.
This is super exciting. Yes, sorry, I just have to move my camera around a bit.
Okay.
I have to move spots. Here we go.
I think we want one more person to come in here.
We're waiting. How's your morning been so far?
Invited again.
Okay. I can also go.
I hope we can go live with more than one person. I think we can, right? Have you seen that before?
Myself. So I'm like, maybe I have not and I'm making it up.
Sounds good.
It should be working, right? 21st century Instagram. Yes.
I don't see her.
Mm.
Do you see her in here?
No, she said something's not working, but then maybe she's trying. Mm. I don't know that if I go out, will I leave the
It says
live?
she's unable to join, but maybe through um, the other one, Love Nashim, she could try.
Yes.
Okay, accepted. Let's see what's happening. Yay!
Yay! Hello.
We did
Yay!
it!
Yes, finally. You girls,
Amazing.
amazing. So
So
many
before
things to
you guys
say.
came on, I was just sharing that we'd love to have a conversation today about tools and ways for women to feel more connected to themselves, especially when they feel like there's just so much to do and they're giving to everybody else and maybe even feeling on autopilot sometimes. Is that kind of what you wanted to discuss today as well?
Yes, definitely. And also just to become more aware of women have this tendency to put themselves in the giving position. So I
Yeah.
just had a couples in this morning for a therapy, and she was always saying, yeah, I want this so that I can see that he's happy. And I saying like, no, 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 stop. What do you need for yourself so you are happy? So that when you are happy and joyful, then you can do things for the others. And he was totally agreeing with me. Like, yeah, it looks like she's not really paying attention to herself, to her needs. She
Right.
cannot claim what she needs if she's always looking at everybody else around. Like, what do you need? What do you need? What can I do for you and for you and for you? Like, yeah.
Right. And we're
Oh,
kind of like taught that that is just the way to be. And that's the way that would even make us happy. Like that's the tools that we were given. So it
Mhm.
seems almost counterintuitive to focus on yourself first, but actually that's what can bring the most
the
freedom.
Mm.
ultimate. Yes, exactly. And I mean, the work that you do, and it's so freeing that when you're connecting to your body in a physical and spiritual way,
Yeah.
and you can really give yourself love and acceptance and respect, and on that journey to get there, maybe share a little bit of how freeing and giving this can be when when you face the reasons maybe you don't want to go there, or maybe you're like, oh, I'm not allowed to, or
Yeah,
this is
actually, I
not
find
okay.
that a lot. Like, when my clients like go through my program, at some point they realize, wait, like I guess I didn't even feel like I was really allowed to love my body. Like I wasn't even really like stepping into my confidence because there was some part of me that felt like it was wrong, it was bad, it didn't fit into like the culture or being a good person, being a nice person. And we're taught that we're supposed to just like stay small and shrink ourselves. I mean obviously physically but also emotionally,
Mhm.
in order to be good enough.
Yeah,
And
that we don't feel good enough, like that's
yeah.
almost the we do this, and yet most of the time we're still not feeling like we're enough.
Yeah, exactly, those types of
So I
like.
have a question for you because you are moms of girls, which I didn't have the privilege of being. I only have boys. Well, Hashem, they're amazing boys. But I sometimes wonder, had I had a girl, how would I have told her to deal with body image, and how would I have told her to love herself and her whole being? Like, how do you do this in everyday life?
It's such a good question. And I think it makes a lot of sense that people kind of differentiate between boys and girls because there is some kind of different messaging and different levels of pressure. But what I'm seeing as a mom also of a teenage boy and two girls is that there's actually a lot of similar kind of messaging. It might not be the exact same, but there still is a lot of pressure to be and act and to look a certain way, to be buff, to be manly, to and also to like not have body image issues. There's not a lot of like space to even talk about that for men. They just kind of
Mm,
bottle it up and they don't
yeah,
Mm.
really recognize it. So I do see that there could be a differentiation, but I also do think it really affects everybody.
Mhm.
And the simplest answer to that, I mean, I could go on talking about it forever, but the simplest answer to that is
Yeah.
really like when I went deeper on my own journey and really started to think about, yeah, how would I want my daughter to feel about her body? Do I actually feel about that way about myself right now?
Mhm.
And knowing that so much of what we pass on is not about what we say, but who we are and how we live our lives. So I've
yeah,
noticed like a huge shift in being able to pass that on and talk about it comfortably as I feel more comfortable in my own
yeah.
body.
They do sense, even if we're thinking not well about ourselves and our body, they will sense this, and it will kind of be
Yeah, and
part
it's
of
not to
the
shame
home. So
anyone. Like it makes sense.
yeah,
We're not
Mhm.
perfect. There's probably a million ways that like I'm messing up as a parent.
we all
Um,
are
yeah, but
on a
like it's
daily
just like,
basis.
yeah.
Mm. Okay, good. And how about the relationship of a woman with her own pleasure? Like, how do you explore that? Like, is there a point in life when you decide, okay, that's it. I know myself. This is what I need. This is what I like. Or do you think like it's an ongoing process where you explore a bit more? And can you share that with your partner or with other girlfriends to just talk about stuff? Because I find that also women in general, they don't really talk about like what's too personal. It stays really bottled up, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just mine. And maybe guys from movies, they have a tendency to speak more, but in
Yeah.
real life, I don't see that happening either. So like,
Yeah. I mean, I think that a lot of things that get bottled up are also things that like we don't have such a deeper understanding of like ourselves. It's like, okay, I feel a certain way, but it hasn't felt safe enough for me to like explore this or be vulnerable about it. And there's a reason for that. I just on a personal level, yes, this is something that comes up, and I don't think it's a like one day you're just like, oh, okay, now I know what I need for sure. Like I'm sure you guys both deal with this, like, you know, in your work and in your personal lives, is that it's such an ever evolving journey. But I always thought I was like so open about like sexuality and pleasure and with my husband and not ashamed of certain things. And there did come a point on my journey, on my healing journey with in general and also specifically with my body and with pleasure, that my husband turned to me one day and was like, I feel like your walls just came crumbling down. And I didn't even know I had walls that were built up, you know?
Yes.
And so I think that it really just is like such a journey, and so much of us, I don't know if you relate to this, but like so much of us were taught that our bodies and our pleasure is not really our own. I think that kind of speaks to what you were saying in the beginning of women like
yeah,
doing stuff for everybody else because we're perceiving like our value and our worth in life as what we can give to other people, what we can do for other people, pleasing other people, even if it's just this low level like feeling about
Mundane
it.
things. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Thank you so much for sharing this. This is amazing. Like, I think so many women can relate to that, or hopefully are on the way of making this wall around them
And
crumble
explore
down so
this
that they
area in
can,
their lives. Yes.
yeah, and dare to explore and allow yourself to explore and to feel pleasure or to look for it or to ask. I think this is amazing when we get to the point
Thank
where we are
you.
just allowing
Do you
ourselves.
guys see like in your work a lot of like this body pleasure stuff coming up? Is this a focus of yours?
It's a part of it in a
It's
sense. Sorry, you know, you go.
no, definitely it is part, and I think it's also the lack of it, or like the way people don't know how to go about it or how to claim your inner power and your pleasure. It's like, ah, I'm allowed, or is that something I should be exploring? Like it's kind of a
Right.
surprise,
It
Like they don't
also
I
even
think.
really
depends.
know what it means or if
Yeah.
any of
Mhm.
it's really possible.
Yes. Yeah. It depends in a sense, yeah, how they grew up and what belief they have around it. And then sometimes even if they do know, sometimes it depends on where are they emotionally and how willing are they willing to be uncomfortable and to explore their emotions and their beliefs and their reason and the deeper reasons, because we know in our work when there's a problem or some struggle or challenge that people see, that's what they see. Yet often it's you sit with this for a minute and then you go, wait, hold on, that's actually not the problem. And then they go deeper and then they're like, whoa, did
Right.
they actually sure?
Mhm.
So I think that
And
one
just the
can,
idea of that can be so scary to someone who wants to start. Like, what am I gonna like uncover here?
Yeah, exactly. To be ready to discover all and to be able to hold it and to deal with it.
Yeah.
yeah, it is a journey and it's a commitment, yet so worth it because we know what
Mhm.
happens on the other side. And so it's worth being uncomfortable or not knowing or taking a leap and a step, and also just to sit with it and to say, whoa, I didn't even know I was holding all of this for so long. And much bigger than what I thought, or something, a belief from childhood, or a parent's love that they wanted, or a relationship that got hurt, or even their self, you know, their relationship. It can manifest in many different ways. It can manifest with their own body and pleasure. It can manifest with money. It can manifest with energy. It can, but often it is a deeper healing, and and then it can, you know, at the same time, we're very high functioning, you know, we have leadership position, we have careers, we're mothers, as we said, we're giving and we're doing, and we're at the same time inherited. So it's a multitude of things all at the same time. Yeah.
Which is why I think there's such a barrier to like starting work like this, because everything kind of seems like fine.
Everything is always,
and it could be from a certain perspective. It is fine. I mean, you can continue living like this forever, and then nothing will really kill you, or it could, like when it gets into, I'm always having this theory that when you don't deal with the important things and the important emotions that will turn up against you, like you will develop a disease, like whatever, it can be a cancer, or you know, like I do believe
our bodies and our minds are so connected.
Exactly. Yeah, so I do believe that. So when I say you can live with that for a long time, yeah, it depends on what your body is gonna, how it will transform that. But
until you collapse physically, or in other ways, we both very much believe that at one point you can keep, you know, faking, doing, giving, and be okay or survive, yet eventually when it will become too much for your body or your nervous system or your mind or your physical well-being, it will just tell you, I can't anymore, and shut down in different ways.
I see that a lot and resonate with it personally.
And that's already like at the point where, like, of course you want healing then and solutions then, yet we don't want you to get there. Like, please don't go that far, you know. Stop beforehand.
Yeah, so many women are like, you know, I'm confident, like I don't have an eating disorder. I don't hate my body. I'm like, why is that the standard? I don't hate my body. I don't have an eating disorder. Thank God. Thank God. But there's like very few pathways for women to learn how to feel connected to their body in a deeper way, and love, not just like feel connected, like feel okay with, or feel good in, but like even going beyond that, of like feeling sensual and feeling more alive and loving the way that you look. There's very few places to actually do that without that silent or not so silent pressure to constantly see your body as this project or to try to change it.
100%. And I love the photos that you have. I feel like you can sense this energy and this love in your photos that you have for your body. And I think that is already healing for people to see, because you can really feel the love and acceptance and the sensual part, but also the non-sensual part in it. It comes across. So thank you.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. Yeah, I mean, I think that speaks to just like, you know, doing the work is so healing. It's for yourself, but it's so healing for others, just to even see you where you're at and your evolution. I've noticed that a lot over the years, not just with kids, but just other people witnessing it. And it shows what's possible.
Yes. 100%. Beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm so happy we could do this today. For your time and your sharing of your experiences. This is amazing.
Me too. Maybe we should give some tips to people about just like something small that they can do to feel like a little bit more connected to themselves. Obviously, they're going to not just like, you know, stop everything and stop their lives and love themselves. It's just way too simplistic. But is there something that, like, let's say somebody, you know, is just kind of like running on autopilot and like just giving so much of themselves? Like, what would you guys say for them to?
I would say,
and I'll share mine too. We can each maybe share a tip, and hopefully it will help someone.
So the first thing that comes to my mind right now is, okay, I'm sure that each person has at least one thing about themselves that they can like. It can be, I love my hair, I love my ears, I think my nails are pretty decent, or like just start with one part of yourself that you think this is okay, this is lovable, I can like it, I can relate to it, and just concentrate on this part of yourself for one day. Just pay attention how it makes you feel about yourself when you only think of this part. Like, how is it when I really appreciate some part of me? And then
Beautiful.
if you can do that, maybe you can add a bit more to it. Okay, so if it's just my nails today, maybe tomorrow I can say also the my toes, or like whatever it is. Just add a bit more and see what happens.
I love my eyelashes.
Beautiful.
Yes. Yay.
Mhm. Yeah.
Love
Expanding on
that.
what Ina said, I believe that it's very important to have a list like this. So I would encourage people to make a list of 15 to 20 things that they just, I love my laugh, you know, I love, as Ina said, my nails, my toenails, my hair, whatever it is. My daughter said she loves her hair.
Yes.
Love
Yes.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to then really, yeah, every day focus on one of those lists and that they wrote down, to make up the list and see how amazing they already are, and
Mm.
to say I am enough, because you
Mm.
are enough, you are enough. Yet I do think that we need to say to ourselves again and again and again and again and again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so say I have amazing hair and I am enough, and then give yourself a hug, and every day focus on
Mm.
something else.
Mm. And I do think, like, I think that affirmations can, this is like a little bit of a controversial take, but
Mhm.
I think that affirmations can be very helpful, but they're only like one tool. Like, and if it's not kind of paired with like the deeper work, you can't like
Mhm.
really convince yourself into that, you know? And I'm sure you agree with me. I'm sure,
Mhm.
like, you know, that's
Yeah.
what you do with other women as well. But it's just like, it's like, you know, we tell you're beautiful, you're enough, and like for a brain that's like so focused on the critical aspects, sometimes it can just
Mhm.
feel like complete BS. Like, what are you even
Mhm.
talking about? So like I
Yeah.
do kind of like that idea of like finding something small that like not like you're trying to convince yourself, but you actually already like, and that
Mhm.
kind of like helps you focus on not like positivity, but what you already have in
And
front
you
Yeah.
of you
believe
and
it, you
seeing that
feel it.
clearly.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Totally true. Exactly. I believe strongly you can't force things on yourself. Just because you say a phrase that it's not real now, you cannot just repeat it until it becomes real, because it's not. I don't think it will ever be. Me
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, I am so tall. I love I'm being called
Right.
tall."
I'm so tall, but I'm 5'3". Like
Like seriously, it's not gonna happen. Like that's it. I'm what I am. So I need to focus on something that is real, that is measurable, that I can perceive with my senses, that
And that
other
gives
people
you the
can
feeling.
also, and
Yeah,
then the feeling connected to that, and then I can
right.
grow from that. I can connect it in my brain with other things later, but I need to start with things that are measurable and in my control.
Right. And also just like meeting yourself where you're at. Like if you're
Mm-hmm.
not feeling good about things or you're looking in the
Mm-hmm.
mirror and you're being critical, to just instead of like quickly trying to change it or fix it,
Mm-hmm.
like that makes so much sense. Like I really want to like help eliminate the shame that comes with that, because on
Mm-hmm.
one hand like society has given us so much shame about our body and made it all about like
Mm-hmm.
our bodies, our size, our appearance
Mm-hmm.
equals our worth, and then when we are affected by that, then we're also shamed. Well, why are you not confident? Well, duh, like everywhere I turn
well,
I'm
thanks
being
to you.
told that this is my worth. So yeah, like that's what I would say, is just to like sit
Mm-hmm.
with where you're at a little bit longer.
100%. Yes, sit with it. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful.
Yes, good
Thank you
point.
guys.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
so, so much for
Rebecca.
your time.
Seems like we have a lot more to talk about,
Oh,
but I'm
there's
Oh
glad
yeah,
that we connected.
Yes.
Yes, 100%. Thank you for your
Definitely.
time and have a great week.
You too. Bye, ladies. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.